Hi everyone. It's a slightly overcast Sunday, but there's some lovely bird bird sounds and beautiful Pacific Ocean in Haida Gwaii, minus the sounds over the Cape Road just to my left. So, unless there's questions, I'm not going to do much talking and just let you enjoy the sound of the nature here. And welcome to my channel, Cats North of 65, where I am not at home right now, if you've seen my prior videos. And I just realized that I forgot a setting when starting up this live. So it's, I think, portrait instead of horizontal. And I meant to make it horizontal. Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining in this live. Cats North of 65. I am not at home. This is not the NWT. This is Haida Gwaii. And I've decided to set this particular video for enjoying bird song and the calm of Pacific Ocean. Hi, Debbie. Thanks for joining in. Yes, I agree. Beautiful. Haida Gwaii has some just beautiful scenery to enjoy and so many birds. I love listening to the bird song. This is Haida Gwaii in BC. It's about an 8-hour ferry ride from Prince Rupert, BC. And this is the Pacific Ocean. It's, I believe it's a strait that is between here and here, so it's not a lake. guess I should also note that when I reference BC as a province, I'm talking about Canada. It does, Debbie. I heard that from somebody else the other day. From this viewpoint perspective, it does look like a lake, but it is not. Canada is gorgeous. Hi, Chelsea. Thanks for joining in. I have had the opportunity actually of going as far east as PEI and New Brunswick, which are also very, very pretty in their own rights. And of course, I have also been to Ucluelet, and that's just simply gorgeous too. Oh, Chelsea. Gotcha. That's your mom's name. Gotcha. Excuse me, my voice is still not back to 100%. Declan. That's a cool name. Nice Irish name. Welcome. If you do like the footage on currently, I'm not at home, so this is not a the standard footage that I normally have on my feed, but our scenery is very nice in itself. So if you'd like to check out my regular video feed, please do check out my channel. And I also post with my cats. Gotta love my cats. So as my channel name suggests, I am Kat. It's nice to meet everybody. And hopefully you like the channel content, and maybe you'll decide to subscribe and come back and check out further feeds. Do I live in Canada? I do. I actually live in the Northwest Territories, and as my channel name says, north of 65 is for 65 degrees north. We are where I live is 80 kilometers from the Arctic Circle. Right now, this is Haida Gwaii in BC, Canada, and it is also north, and it is a remote place. And it's nice and quiet, like home, but I get to enjoy the ocean. So if anybody has heard of Yellowknife, Northwest Territories, I live further north than that. And if you decide to follow my channel, in a couple of months, you will start to see our sunlight fading, and I don't remember the month offhand. I think it's probably December where we get our shortest light. No, I'm wrong. That's probably January, thinking about it. We get about 3.5 hours total light at our shortest. Inuvik, which is about 80 kilometers away from us, has polar night. They have their December is completely dark. And then they have a celebration of light as the sun comes back. I can tell it's not quite where I live. I am curious, out of the um, um, viewers who have joined right now, how many of you are Americans living in the States, as I commonly refer to it. And that might just be from the province I'm originally from. And how many of you are from overseas and from Canada? I'm not hugely keen on putting my face on camera, and this particular one is actually meant for calm relaxation with birdsong and beautiful scenery. So if you go back to some other videos on my channel, I have put the camera on myself to say a hi and a goodbye. Maybe later. So hello to everybody that might be new to viewing my channel, Cats North of 65. I appreciate you tuning in and checking it out. By the way, yeah, it's zoomed in enough. The tide is, I believe it's just heading back out. The other day, the high tide was at about 9:45-ish. So it's 9:55 right now, BC time. So, and usually when the tide is in, I want to say the type of algae that is on the rocks there, the orange, is covered. This is the Pacific Ocean. And the strait, the body of water, which is a strait, that if you look at Apple Maps or Google Maps, from the mainland of BC, for instance, Prince Rupert, to the whole of the island of Haida Gwaii, it is Hecate Strait that separates the two. But overall, it's the Pacific Ocean. And the ferry ride over during the day, for this time of year being summer, it was extraordinarily calm. You went to Florida, Clearwater, the Gulf. Is that the... Sorry, I'm not as up on my geography. Sunday morning, I've had half a cup of coffee. My geography of the States, particularly for Florida, is that the Gulf of Mexico that was, my opinion, sillily renowned. I am all for the elbows up Canadian movement at the moment. Mexican. Gulf of Mexico, yes. Not that I've gotten into politics on this channel as yet, because it's just, that's kind of a powder keg, but renaming a, well, a Gulf in that case, to anything on one's own say so is kind of like etching a new face into, oh, I know what I'm thinking of. I just can't. American history. Sorry, I'm Canadian history and British history, and I know some American. I'm sure Americans know what I'm talking about with faces in cliffsides. Just the name is not coming to me. I apologize. Have I ever been to America? I have been to the States. Sorry, from where, I don't know about the whole of Canada, but from where I'm from the province that I'm originally from, we refer to it as the States. And I've been to North Dakota and Fargo, I believe, because of where we went there. I think I went there twice. Mall of America, I believe we went to. And I'm a fairly introverted place, so I went to it to check it out, and too busy for me. Too large, too busy. And quite honestly, right now, I have absolutely no want to cross the American border, and the U.S. border, American border. There's far too many things going on there with the border crossings. I'm quite happy being safe in Canada. Have you ever seen a bear? Sorry, I have to point this out. Bear is the wrong spelling for a black bear, grizzly bear. That's B-E-A-R. Sorry, I don't like pointing things like that out to people, but I couldn't not. Sorry. And yes, Canadians say sorry. I am kind of doing the typical. I have seen black bears before our town dump upgraded the protections around the dump. I was in a car at the time, and it's kind of like black bears in Jasper, Alberta. Um, uh, why? Sorry, why to what? Not wanting to travel across the border into any state across Canadian border. Because of the news that comes out of it, primarily from our CBC News, which I trust. No, it's just not safe. I know California has been crying out for Canadians to come and visit because tourism has really gone down, and of course they want the Canadian dollar, tourism dollar. It's quite frankly not safe. Not a particular state, just crossing the border at any Canada and U.S. border. No thanks. Canada's safer right now. Don't go to LA. Lots of crime. I have absolutely no plan to. I'm quite happy in Canada. I actually haven't even visited Toronto, which has crime in various areas. Just, well, any big city like Vancouver does too, and Winnipeg. But border control is definitely changed since a certain administration has come in. Anywhere particular in Canada you would like to visit? Oh, by the way, with bears, and it depends on which kind of bear, whether it's a black bear, a grizzly, a brown bear, a polar bear. It really depends on what you're carrying with you, for what area you're in, and how you handle that situation. I've seen loads of videos, which I'm pretty positive are not AI, where some people handle that particular type of bear in that situation completely ridiculously. For instance, I've seen videos of polar bears, and you can tell they're AI before you even click on them. Well, at least I can tell they're, because there's no way at all that one would ever be that close to a polar bear or handle that situation in that way, because quite frankly, you'd be dead or mauled. um, Polar bears want to eat you. End of. Just a fact. They are not going to be at any point warm and cuddly. The Winnipeg Zoo has clear tunnels to be able to view polar bears as they are swimming, and it is quite the thing to experience. However, you need to keep in definite mind that if there wasn't that tunnel there and you're that face to face, that would never, ever, ever happen outside of that tunnel, because you would be dead with one swipe of their paw or jaw. So, keep that in mind. A black bear we have around home, and we carry bear spray with us, and make noise like listening to music or talking amongst ourselves, right, dear? My husband just came out. Brown bears I have no experience with because we don't have them. You've seen one grizzly bear that was far enough away from you while you were biking.
He was more scared of me.
Yeah. Polar bears are just well, we don't get them where we are anyway. That is the Arctic. That's Churchill, Manitoba. So if you're ever actually in their territory, you stay the hell away from them. Period. Yesterday, when I was out, there were a ton of eagles because there's a fish got a place just over to the left there. But I don't remember what time of day yesterday morning it was. If you're interested in that, please go check out my channel and check out that live. It was quite cool with all the group of eagles soaring and diving and chasing each other. The low cloud looks so cool over they are mountains. I'll call them mountains. And the weather here apparently does come across over there, so that is coming this way. Kind of looks more misty than rain, but hello to everybody who's newly joined. I'm just gonna pan over the way for a little bit to show you some of cell reception. We go see another part of the coastline. I will either post the video or do a live there. It's a very quiet spot unless there's road traffic. Thanks for joining the feed. As the title description notes, it is a very calm, pretty quiet morning right now. Some very pretty bird song and a quiet stretch of ocean and some misty clouds over there that will be heading this way. That is a beautiful sound to bring out a cup of coffee and have a seat outside and listen to the birdies and have a breath or two or three of the beautiful fresh air. And there's a sweet scent to the air here. I think it must be from the hedgerow flowers. Should also note that the humidity is up around about 88% here. So I'm gonna end this live fairly shortly. Please do comment if you liked this spot of relaxation. Anybody likes hearing the birds? Hi, please don't end. Okay, I can keep going for a little bit. I appreciate that. I'm glad that someone is enjoying. I've just been, sorry, I'm holding this in my hand, so it's a bit shaky every once in a while, but I'm watching as the clouds there are slowly coming this way. It looks like mist, but it's not. Can you hear the bird song? I don't know how well the microphone is picking it up. Who's the other person watching? I don't know. They haven't said anything yet, which is perfectly fine if they don't want to. Oh, is that one of the eagles? Hello, little birdie. That was off camera, and before I've panned, my panning was a little quick to try and catch the birds flying, so. Oh, good. I'm glad that the birds are being picked up by the microphone well enough. That doesn't sound like an eagle, but I'm pretty sure it's from a tree to my right. It is. I am glad that it is relaxing. That is what I had intended. It's a bunch of little birdies. I'm just gonna pan up to this tree here, which is, I'm pretty sure, where the birds are talking from. Old Man Kelsh, hello. Thanks for joining. Um, actually, this is a strait right here. It's not a lake. I'm not quite sure what the... Oh, good morning. Somebody down below there. It's not a lake. It's a strait. And there's a ferry that goes just down the left here that goes across to... Let's try and zoom in here. About there, I think, because you can see there's a horizontal white bit, which is, I think, where the ferry landing is over there. And then there's a long road that takes you to Sandspit. So this is the Arctic. I'm sorry, throwback to home. Pacific Ocean. And yeah, this is completely separated by ocean here. Sorry, my hand is. So it's, if you look on Apple Maps or Google Maps, you can see what islands can make up Haida Gwaii. From what I understand, this area, because it's rainforest and it's an 8-hour ferry from Prince Rupert, generally has cloud cover. The last time we were here, we actually had quite a bit of sun and blue sky. I can probably pull up that footage actually and post to give you guys a look at that. Yes, 3 people watching. Reminds me of areas in Scotland. Yes. Yeah, indeed. A lot of cloud. I've been to Scotland twice, I think. Edinburgh. I didn't get to Glasgow. Inverness. Saw the lochs. The not just the lochs, but the actual loch system on the river in Inverness. Roblox plays. Hello, nice to welcome you back. Shout out to this channel. Thanks. Well, thank you for being the biggest fan. I appreciate that. It is nice to know that people like the relaxation time to come check out the scenery and the birds. And then it's not just me who likes that. I've also been to Isle of Skye. Drove across the bridge. I need a map in front of me. There's one particular island we went to that's very, very rocky, and there was a campsite that was along an amazing beach with a ton of big boulders. It was really, really beautiful. I don't know whose boat that actually is. Somebody's. It might be the person that we're renting this place from. Oh, you subscribed. Cheers. Appreciate that. Speaking of Scotland, I've seen many comics about, summer in Scotland is mostly cloudy and rain. And I didn't have particularly that much of rainy weather the couple of times I was there. I had gone to, I didn't particularly go for the Edinburgh Festival, um, but it happened to be at the same time because I went for to see the military tattoo at Edinburgh Castle, and I decided to stay in the student rooms that they let out in the summer, and I was very surprised at how chilly the rooms were, and I actually had to put on the heating in August, and when I had flown from home, it was like 30 above. So coming in August and having to put the central heat on to get the damp out of the air was new for me. Is it always rainy here? From what I understand, it's very high percentage of cloudy days and light to medium rain. It is also part of the rainforest. So the area of Yukut and Tofino are rainforest, and they also get a lot of rain, a lot of cloudy days. Um, and there's, I don't know if anybody knows, but they are surfing central. We didn't actually go for the surfing. We went for the beautiful scenery. And we had an amazing whale encounter that I have not been able to post yet because there was a lot of talking by the other passengers on the boat. And because of privacy, I want to edit that out, but still try and keep some of the background noise, such as, you know, the whale breaching and whatnot. And I haven't been able to do that yet. It's rainy there where you live. I'm going to guess possibly Seattle if you're in the States. I understand they get a lot of rain. Could also be, I don't think it's England because you haven't mentioned, mentioned the States. So I'll go with Seattle as my guess. As you can tell, I really like this vantage point, but I should pan. Kansas. Oh, okay. I am surprised. I would not have thought of. I know Kansas as a tornado alley and a lot of storms, but and with storms come rain. So I guess that does make sense. I wouldn't have thought about it though. And my only link to Kansas is, of course, the Twister and Twister's movies. And Dorothy. The birds are pretty quiet. I should go back to my live from yesterday and check out what time that was at with the eagles. That was pretty cool. Very bad storms. Yeah, being Tornado Alley, and that is actually, from what I understand, not well, shifting in the sense that I believe it's growing. The area is growing because Saskatchewan and Alberta, particularly Saskatchewan, but also Alberta, have also been getting, I believe, from what I've heard, more tornado activity and more storms. I had a little while back started to follow a storm chaser. I believe that the channel on Facebook is Westman Storm Chaser, which I think they probably also have a YouTube under the same name. But I started following them, and they repost other storm chasers. So chasers in Saskatchewan and Alberta also come up in my feed there. And so in one way, it's interesting to see all the storms that have come up recently. But I didn't realize how many and how many funnels and that kind of thing have in Saskatchewan and Alberta. A lot in Saskatchewan. I think one day there was 30 tornado sightings. I was quite surprised. I believe that is crow or raven. The ravens at home are really big. You used to live in LA. If you don't mind my asking, what brought you from LA to Kansas? Although, maybe it's work or family. That's entirely possible. Oh, I lost the bird. There he is. Yeah, I think it's probably a crow, not a raven. Ravens can be very, very big. Oh. At home, they talk about ravens as assisting hunters by doing barrel rolls when they see humans to show them where caribou or elk or whatnot are nearby, because they have come to know that humans, the human hunters, will share and give them something from harvesting an animal, I believe it's called. Oh, the fires in LA. Yeah, we saw some of that footage. That was quite something, a lot of devastation for people. And again, not to get, it is kind of connected to politics, and I try not to get into politics, especially right now with the states. But that FEMA has essentially been defunded. That goes along with the flooding recently in Texas from storms, and I don't believe there is any funding left to aid people, which is what time is it here? It is almost 10:30 in the morning. Oh, by the way, as Canada as a whole, we have I want to say the same time zones as across the U.S. So BC, Seattle, California, they'll be under that one time zone. And our part of, I don't know where actually it's split from the Northwest Territories, but we're on the same time zone as Alberta and the states below, and we're Mountain Time. Actually, yeah, because BC is 1 hour behind where we are in Northwest Territories. So, have you checked the tide? I did the other day actually, and I added that link to that live feed when I posted it. Not the live, but when I posted it after the live had ended, I added that. I'm sure there's many other websites that also show the tide. I haven't charged my watch because it also has a tide app on it, which is handy. Um, from what I remember looking at the other day, the high tide for the morning was about 9:45, and it changes daily, and it also apparently depends where along the coast you are here, for how, not for the necessarily the time, but like for the depth of the tide increase or decrease as it may be. And you can see that I believe that's algae. I was talking with my husband after that too, and and I had added that to the description as well. Somebody had asked me in that live if there was algae, and I got an F in my marine biology there. He says there are 4 different algae in, I want to say the Pacific Ocean, because Atlantic and Pacific are different temperatures and therefore probably differ on that one. But there are 4 different types of algae, and I have no idea what this in particular hoverfly, um, but I'm going to assume it's a type of algae. Oh, there's some more activities with the birds. I believe at least the tide height for that day was, I think it was 3.64 or 3.58 or something like that at for this area. And so I have it in my head, a piece of information from the Bay of Fundy, that it is the highest tide. I do not know what the highest tide is, though. That particular fact did not stick in my head, just the location and the fact that it has the highest tides. So basically, if the tide is coming in, get your butt out of there because you will drown. And I don't even think the strongest swimmer would be able to deal with that high tide because of the current. Hello. I'm pretty sure that's a crow. Ooh, and flying faster than I can follow you. So yeah, I think the morning high tide from the other day was roughly about 9:47, and then once it hits the highest point, then it starts to drop again. And there's a couple of times a day where there's the highest low tide and the highest high tide, and of course the opposite too. I think this is probably the longest live I've done so far. And this week, I believe the warmest temperature it's supposed to get to is between 14, 15. I'm not sure it's supposed to make it up to 16, but the high humidity actually brings that temperature up a bit. I think there is a day coming up where my husband said he would like to take the ferry over to the other side and drive up to Sandspit and do some berry picking. And there's some really lovely rocky beaches to walk along and see that side of, not that side of the ocean, it's the same ocean, but, you know, a different scenery there. Give or take the cell service, it might be a short. I don't know how well I can access the YouTube editor while I'm away from home. So I had a try looking yesterday to see if I could access uploading and then editing in it, but I didn't get very far, so I'm not sure if I can. I don't know what those little tiny birds are. And I don't know if it wound up on camera, because otherwise my videoing would be all over the place trying to follow them. We're coming up to 54 minutes. I think that bird is way up in the trees. I could just hear it. Hello to anybody newly joining. We're coming up to 55 minutes almost now, which I think has been my longest live. Oh, I can't follow you. Shoot, I lost him. I think he flew over my head. So I think I'm going to end this live, and I'll be back later on for anybody who would like to join me. If you want, you can end the live stream. Yes, I was actually just, oh, look at that. Wow. When? I'm actually not sure. I think I did a live around 6 o'clock BC time yesterday. Partly depends on when the birds are active and when I have cell service to do a live. Because yesterday I found out that there are certain areas of the island which have absolutely no cell service. So I was only able to take videos, but I hadn't uploaded them yet because I ended up doing a live. So it's 10:39 Mountain Time now. So yeah, I would love to give you a definite time. I don't know if we're going to be driving elsewhere to a beach, and if I have cell service to do that. So it may be impromptu before that during the day, but I shall try for between, say, 5 to 6 no, not mountain time. Mountain time's at home. BC time. You can Google that. I think that must be Pacific time. Today. So, well, today for me, anyway. Later on this afternoon around early supper time, let's say. Tomorrow will probably be about the same time, around between 9 and 10 in the morning. It's Monday tomorrow, so I think I started out here at about 10, so. So tonight, probably around 6 p.m. I can try and schedule a live stream too, so it gives anybody who is subscribed a heads up of, say, 5 or 10 minutes. If you would like longer than that, please let me know. And thanks everybody for joining in. I really do appreciate that. And have a great day if it's that time of the day for you. Bye.